Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Frugal Noodle, the podcast dedicated to helping you understand money, finance, early retirement, or as some might say, retirement early or otherwise. And in today's episode, understanding what's going to happen next with the show. Let's get started. It's been about 4 months since the last episode was published, and a lot has happened since then. Not just for me or my family or my bubble, but for our world and you. Can you reflect just for a moment on what has happened in your life for the last 4 months? Maybe you started a new job or a new hobby. Did you get engaged? Find out you had a baby on the way? Or maybe you found out you're going to be an aunt or uncle. I can hear the self-deprecation coming through from some of the listeners, scoffing at the notion that they did something in the last 4 months. But there's no way you did nothing. Whatever may have happened for you all individually, I hope it was nothing but the good you deserve or a lesson that only made you stronger. The world has been going through some wild shifts as well. You can't pretend you don't feel something going on in the very fiber of your soul or whatever you think you're made up of. I've talked about world stuff briefly in the past, and it certainly influences my subject matter, but the goings-on of the world is not the main topic of this podcast, nor will it become the main topic. It's just important that we all take mental inventory of what's going on around us and how it's influencing us. Ask yourself if you're being open to new ideas as they're presented to you, or are you completely closed off and married to one notion? It's important for the human experience to be present for yourself and not sucked into one mindset or idea. I find it important anyway. So in those 4 months, my family did some stuff. I got my Project Management Professional Certification, or PMP. My family caught a mild bout of the virus that shall not be named. I also started a new job at a company whose community I've been involved with for years, so that's pretty cool. Our daughter has started dance class for toddlers and has been nothing but a peach to spend this cold winter with. There's plenty to share, and I'm sure it will come up as we go along through these episodes that I have planned for you, which leads me to the episodes I've planned for you. We will be covering a lot of the usual stuff: investing, FIRE, which as a reminder is financial independence, retire early, budgeting and managing expenses, stuff related to money and planning for the future. But we'll also be getting into the subjects of simple living and navigating this world of distractions with the least influence on your attention. We will almost definitely be talking about some of the scary things going on in our dystopia. I'm looking at you, Metaverse. Or wait, are you looking at me? And just find everything in between all of those subjects as it pertains to the show's theme. This first episode, as I return to the podcasting department, is just a sweetly succinct and simply saccharine overview of what to expect as we embark further down the path of simple living and frugality, all in an effort to own our lives and the time we have in them. There's a link in the show notes today for the new Frugal Noodle Etsy shop. Stop. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, and in a way, you're right. But it's not what you think. The Frugal Noodle Etsy is dedicated to providing you with tools to help improve your abilities as a frugal noodle yourself. Things like budget spreadsheets and productivity trackers, devices to help hold yourself accountable when it comes to goals and spending, plus some other stuff not entirely related to the show, but that I made. Like the Your Time Tracker. It's designed to be used in a visually pleasing format that I was most familiar with, resembling a skill map like that found in RPG games. You simply plug in the tasks you do in a week and dedicate points to each of those tasks to map what currently makes up your week, where points equal a measure of time. For instance, my week consists of the usual things like sleeping, eating, and work, but there's also the time I spend writing and reading, leisuring, and making podcast episodes. My map, like most, will show the highest dedication to sleep at nearly 30%. And second to that is work at 20%. In addition to the visualization of your current day, there's a tab where you can design your dream week. My dream week has a half hour of work and plenty of leftover time dedicated to eating amazing food, climbing mountains, and skiing back down them, and chilling at the zoo. If this sounds like a fun thing to mess around with, then you and I are equally weird, and you should head over to the Etsy shop and you can grab it for $1. Because Etsy would not let me post it for free, and anything less than $1 just kind of felt weird. And check out all the other stuff in the shop while you're at it. All that said, if you're returning from the first season of the show, then I appreciate you for sticking it out and coming back. If you're new to the show, then I appreciate you for finding your way here and hope you'll tag along with everyone else. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of this season of Frugal Noodle. If you like what you heard, make sure you subscribe wherever you get podcasts so you can stay up to date on the latest episodes. Also in the show notes is a link to the link tree with social media, Etsy, and some other things, so check that out. The music for this episode was produced by CARBS. This has been Frugal Noodle. Thank you for listening.